Okay, on number 6, these two triangles are similar, so they're going to be proportional to each other. Which of the following right triangles do not represent how triangles A and B can be placed on a coordinate plane to represent the same slope? So we know that these are proportional, but we also need to know that when two triangles are on the same line, remember, if they're on the same line, their hypotenuse or their longest side shares the same line, then they're going to have the same slope. So looking at these answer choices, that's what we're looking for, where their hypotenuse or their longest side here will share a line. They'll be on the same line. So A, here's their hypotenuse for B and the hypotenuse for A. Are they on the same line? Doesn't look like it. So let's put a star, we'll come back to it. B, the hypotenuse for A is here, the hypotenuse for B is here. Well, are they on the same line? Looks like it. So we can mark that one off because that one works. C, the hypotenuse for B is right here, the hypotenuse for A is here. Well, if you were to draw a line, would both of those hypotenuse fall on the same line? Yes. So C can't be our answer. And then D. D looks kind of funky, but look at where the hypotenuse is for B and the hypotenuse for A. Are they on the same line? Pretty weird looking, but they are. They're on the same line. So A, that's our answer. Okay, let's look at number 7. The table lists several points that form a line on the coordinate plane. Based on the information in the table, what are the y-intercept and slope of the line described by these points? Okay, so there's a couple of different ways we can solve these with the table. We can do it by hand or we can do it in the calculator. But the first thing we can do is look for our rate of change. Or basically you're picking 2 points and finding the change in y over the change in x. So you could say that you've got x1, y1, x2, y2. So the change here, we've got 11 minus 9 and 18 minus 6. So 11 minus 9 is 2, 18 minus 6 is 12. So that's going to give us 1/6. So I know that my slope, my m, is 1/6. So already I can get rid of b and I can get rid of d. Then to find your y-intercept, you can go and take that y equals mx plus b format and plug this in. Okay? So, and we can pick any coordinate we want to use to find that. So if I know that 1/6 is my slope, I can fill in the 1/6 for m, so 1/6, and then I can pick any coordinate I want to match this. So let's just say I want to use the first set. I want to use 6 and I want to use 9. So I can plug in 6 where the x was, and I'll plug in 9 where my y was, and I'll keep the plus b because I don't know that. So then 1/6 times 6 gives me 1. So I'm left with 1 plus b equals 9. Then you're solving like a regular one-step equation. So minus 1, so b equals 8. So it would be A. The other way, show how you can do this. So if you don't want to do this by hand, too late, you already watched the whole thing, but you can fast forward and I'll show you how to do it in the calculator. Just a reminder, we've taken notes and we did some practice, but just a refresher. So on your calculator, go to the button Stat. It's right under the DEL. So Stat, Edit, and what you want to do in list 1, put all of your x values. So 6, 8, 6, 18. And if you've already got numbers in here, which I do, just clear it out and hit enter. So go to the list 2 or list 1, hit clear, enter, and it'll clear it out for you. So in list 1, we want our X values. So I want 6, 18, 24, and 42. So then in list 2, I want all my Y values. So I want 9, 11, 12, and 15. Once you've got your X value and your Y value, it should look like your table. It should look really similar. So then go back to Stat, highlight over to Calc. And then on number 4, LinReg, it even looks like slope, doesn't it? So you can scroll on down to LinReg, hit enter. And then on this page, hit enter until you get to this page. So y equals ax plus b, where a is your m, or your slope, and b is your y-intercept. Isn't that nice? So 0.16, it's not in fraction form, but you could have figured that out from there. And then it gives you your slope, or your y-intercept, which was b. It was 8. Okay? Same thing here on number 8. The table shows the total cost of a service call from Leaky Plumbing for a given number of hours of service. So I've got my X, I've got my Y. Determine the slope from the table of data. Well, looking at your answer choices, every single one of these is different. So you can plug it in the calculator, or honestly, you can just find your slope, because there's going to be only one right answer here. So let's find our rate of change. X is going up by 1 each time. My Y looks like it's going up. Got 20. We got 20, 20. So 20 over 1 is my slope. And there's only one. I guess B would be the next best guess. Just always remember your change in Y goes over your change in X. So this is there to trick you. So your answer will be D. If you wanted to do it in your calculator just to check, you could go back to Stat and Edit. In list 1, let's clear it. Clear, enter, highlight. List 2, clear, enter. And then let's plug these numbers in. So in list 1, I want to put my X's, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. My Y's, I've got 75, 95, 115, and 135. Okay, so it matches. Now go to Stat, Calc, LinReg, enter, 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 enter. Okay. So my slope is 20. My B was 55, so now we know why that was there. But the slope is what we were looking for. Okay, on number 9, the graph of a line is shown below. We need to find the rate of change, which is another word for slope, and our y-intercept, where that line crosses the y-axis. So looking at this line, about where does it cross the y-axis? We know it's going to be positive. If this is 5, that means this should be 7. So positive 7 is our y-intercept, so I can go ahead and eliminate B, and I can eliminate C. So I want to find my slope, and they gave me some nice points already, so I don't even have to find those. So I can just look and see how far do I need to rise, and how far do I need to run to meet my other point. So I'm going to rise 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to run 1, 2 over 2. And I had to run to the left, and I can also kind of look at my line and see that it's a negative. So negative 3 over 2 is what I need to find. Negative 3 over 2, so D should be your right answer. On number 10, the senior class is selling sandwiches for a fundraiser. The graph below shows the profit in dollars the senior class will earn based on the number of sandwiches sold. So we've got our total cost is our Y, the number of sandwiches sold is our X. So what is the slope of the line in this graph? A couple of different ways you can do this. You can do the x1, y1, x2, y2, and set it up that way. So you'd have 24 minus 6 on top of 4 minus 1, which would give us 18 over 4, and we can reduce that down. We can say by 2, so it'd be 9 over 2. Or we can look and see how far do I need to rise and how far do I need to run. So if I rise 3 and I run 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But the only thing that's weird is this isn't quite going up by 1, 2, 3. It's not going up by 1. So I went from 6 to 24. So really, I went up 18